The stream is live.
Bam. Okay, now we're live. All right, what's up, all my sexy people? Thank you for joining me in this quick live. It's actually a quick little interview with Love Machine. Love Machine came through and did us a solid. I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna start tapping in right now. But
That's right.
yeah. But anyways, it's gonna be a simple structure for this is a first Love Machine's the first interview of this series, and Love Machine's gonna set the bar high for everybody. All right, and then just to for everybody watching this, it's going to be a quick structure. It's going to be a favorite animal, and then science, and then something they might be curious about. But that's pretty much the structure. And there's going to be me quite a few questions in between that I might ask. All right, so to start off, Love Machine, what are your favorite animals, bro?
Oh man, growing up, I remember I used to do my little summaries and stuff like that at school. I
Mm-hmm.
used to do a lot about sharks. I had a
Shark.
lot of thing for sharks.
All right, what any particular shark or Jaws or
Well, you know what? It was always like the great white, and then um, you start seeing different ones like a goblin shark. A, they recently came up with a new one, a ghost shark. They got all
oh
kinds of
shit.
sharks. Ghost shark, tiger shark. Um,
Uh-huh.
it's a lot, man. So many sharks out there. The whale shark that eats nothing but like plankton. So
Oh
it goes
yeah, yeah.
bottom of the ocean and eats up all the plankton, and it's the
Mm-hmm.
biggest. I guess you want to say mammal,
The
or
biggest fish, the biggest fish.
yeah, you could say fish in the sea.
Yeah, yeah.
But beats all the orcas and all the other whales that they have, and it's considered a shark. I don't know why,
Mhm.
but a whale shark is pretty crazy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's crazy, but yeah, man, they got so many different sharks out there. It's crazy.
Right on, right on. And this is a question I'm gonna ask everybody. If you were, let's say you were an animal, what animal do you personally feel that you are, like your spiritual being?
Ooh,
That's what I mean. There's gonna be that's in between questions.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe a great white.
A great white, right on.
Yeah.
I like I like
Yeah.
that. I like how your curiosity and who you feel you are is the same. Suspected
Mhm.
spam.
And I also like pit bulls and like dogs, like the Argentinian Dogo, um,
Oh, nice.
the bull terriers. A little bit of everything.
Yeah, yeah. We all have different animals we really love for sure.
Yeah. Not too
All
much of
right,
a person, but I could deal with them. But I'm just more
the
of a
cat.
dog.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not too much of a cat person, but I could deal with them. They're cool.
Yeah, I'm used to having. Well, my last cat passed away at the beginning of this year, and but I've always been used to having my cats and the dogs together.
Sorry.
I used to be like my pride of my pack. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Yeah. All right, all right. So, anyways, we're gonna move on to the second phase of this quick little interview. So Love Machine, is there any science that you might want to teach us or educate us on, or something in science class that you might know of?
That comes to mind right off the tip of the dome. No.
Right on.
Besides like the little what they used to do the little Alka, not the Alka Seltzers, the Mentos and the Coke bottles.
Oh
I
yeah, yeah. The little
remember
physical
those.
reaction. Yeah.
But besides that, not I can't recall right now. Not too much.
Oh, that's pretty badass. Pretty badass. Right on. And I don't know if I ask everybody, but do you think the Earth is flat or round?
Man, I always thought it was round, man. But people are starting to, what I mean, throw things out there, and I'm like, man. Now I'm just skeptical. I'm like, could it be flat?
Hmm.
Because they don't let you go past a certain part of that you can't go. They keep talking about Antarctica and all that stuff, man. You can't go, past certain areas right there. I don't know. They're showing like maps from back in the days también where it was different. I don't know. I'm skeptical right now.
You're skeptical. So
Yeah.
so what is kind of convincing you that it's possible, that it's flat?
Um, from I've been watching little interviews and stuff like that, and
Hmm.
some people raise good arguments, man. Like, oh man,
What, what do you believe? Like deep down, what do you think? That it's still round or that it's flat?
I think it's still around, but I don't know, man, because history tends to change here and there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
It's
yeah,
not always gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
it's not always gonna be the same. So like I watched other stuff like back in the day, saying back then the Indians used to say that there used to be no moon, and all of
Mhm.
a sudden there's a moon. They never used to see a moon. So there's all kinds of stuff. It's just crazy.
That's a good transition. Do you think that America or any space or like any humans has gone to the moon? Let's say have we been to the moon?
No, man. Nowadays, with the technology we got, possibly,
Mhm.
nowadays I think they might have, but back then I don't think they had all the proper equipment to go out there.
Right on, right on. I
You
think
know?
there's a people that might agree with you. Right
Yeah, man, they're saying that they got the first person to walk on the moon. Is like, well, who put the camera there for the first person to walk the moon? And there's all kinds of other stuff, man. And then how the flag's waving and it's not even supposed to be going like that. Like if the fan was hitting it, I don't know. It's a lot of things that make you think, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Right on.
What do you think?
Uh, well, about the moon or that it or the Earth is flat.
Both. Let's go with the Earth flat, and then we'll move on to the moon.
Me, I think the Earth is round because you know when the sun goes down and let's say it goes down on this side and the moon's on this side and the Earth, it's gonna be in the middle, right? When
Mm-hmm.
the sun goes, this is the sun. When the sun goes at an angle, it hits the Earth, and then you can see the Earth's shadow casted on the moon, and it's round. You see what I mean?
Mm.
You get what I'm saying?
But could it be
Just
flat that it shows it flat though?
yeah, but in what part of nature do you ever see anything that's a perfect circle?
Mm, mm,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then another one is I think if we go live and somebody uh let's say right now in let's say it's daytime. Right now where we're at it's nighttime in California, but let's say it's daytime. I'll ask them what's the angle of the sun and the shadow that's casted on the earth, like between any object, and then compare it to somebody else that's on the live, like let's say my boy Atkins right here. They'll
Yeah.
tell us what's the angle of the sun at the exact same time where he's at, and then eventually you could even calculate that it's a circle. But if we use calculations and stuff, there's this number to calculate like the volume of a sphere, and we use like 3 pi over 4 or something like that. But anyways, but for me, my biggest thing is just that the two oh another thing is we see different stars in the middle of the night. Like depending on where you are on the planet, you see a different set of stars. Where we're at, we haven't seen stars. Like let's say if we travel to a different side of the planet, there are
Mhm.
stars that we don't see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and it's all like navigation, pero that's some other shit. But observably, what we'd observe, I think that thing that I told you about, that's called a there's a solar eclipse and then there's lunar eclipses.
Mhm.
Research which one's which, but one is the one where the moon covers the sun, like the apocalypto shit,
Mhm.
and then the other one's when the Earth covers the sun and it casts its shadow on the moon. So
Oh.
I forgot which one's which one's the solar and which one's the lunar. Pero
I think the lunars. Well, I guess the moon, right? And then
yeah.
the you know it's
I
in the
forgot
leaf.
which one's which, so I'm just telling you. Pero one of them, but that's my biggest argument. Pero I think we should just if we get enough funding, we should go get a plane or something, and everybody just go in one direction. ¿Sí me entiendes? Hell, if we land back where we're at, then it's definitely round. and and then for the moon, I actually do think we did go to the moon,
Back
and
then
then
or now?
yeah, I think back then we did go to the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I seen other ¿cómo se dice? Other clips where when we were in physics and they dropped like a feather. They did an experiment when they dropped a feather and I think it was a golf ball or a rock or something, and they both hit the ground at the same time. Whereas on Earth, the feather should have fallen slower than the ball.
Hmm.
Um,
But
just because of aerodynamics, but if you drop objects, no matter of the mass, they all drop at the same rate. But a feather, because how it's shaped. Oh, sorry, keep going.
hmm.
All right, that's just one. And then on the flag, just because I know in physics, they what they did is that they used an aluminum flag, but I really don't know. Um, so then there's mucho, and then if it was waving, because there's no air, like a lot of gas in the air, so there's less. I guess air friction. I guess I don't know what you want to call it, but less resistance in the air, so it might keep on waving for a little bit longer. Pero I honestly, como dices tú, I don't know. I think it's more believable that they went to space back then than now because now the cameras, like I agree with everybody saying that the cameras that they use to take pictures, they all suck, or they're enhanced by computer graphics. ¿Sí me entiendes?
Hmm.
And that's something wrong with you guys. And then it also makes sense why the government don't release shit like that because I think they're hacen su desmadre, and then it's probably like some kind of like safety or concern or something. But I really don't know. But I do agree with everybody. Like even the UFO people is like, why the fuck are all the images kind of blur? ¿Sí me entiendes? The only clear images are the moon, but we could get moon from their telescopes.
I'll show you right now.
Yeah, but I don't know. We got even people saying that we live in a bubble, which is kind of true if you count the air. Damn, we got a lot of comments. The true science is astrotheology. So what do you know about? Do you know anything about either astrology or anything like that, or like the moons or anything like that?
None of that. No.
Right on, right on. We're just trying to catch up with comments. Hey, Randy, thank you for joining. But yeah, man. Like I said, it was just gonna be a quick live. But anything else you want to add, or anything you think we should discuss right now?
What's your perspective on UFOs?
Oh, beautiful. I've actually seen you know those spaceships, those spaceships. I don't know what the fuck you want to call it. Those ships that supposedly float in the sky. I seen them in real life. The one I saw was like the shape of a Chavo del Ocho. You know, like it's ¿sabes donde se mete en el barril, like a wine barrel?
Yeah.
It was wine barrel shape. The only thing I can't remember if the corners were pointed or it didn't have no corner. I can't remember, but it was like a wine barrel shape. And
Oh no.
then it was crazy. I saw it near Madera, California, like in the Central Valley, and it was near like the Table Mountain Casino, and like I don't know where the Highway 41 and I forgot what other one is Yosemite hit. But anyways, um, it was crazy because it was a clear sky and
Mm.
there was only one cloud in the sky, and this object was like hiding behind it. But this cloud, just because I know science, I could tell it wasn't water vapor. because water vapor, it releases a certain wavelength. And me, because I'm used to looking at water all the time and mist and all that shit, I know the wavelength. But this wavelength that was coming out of the gas was like a different color, more like an exhaust kind of gas, like pollution, like coming out of a car, and it was
Mm.
creating like this cloud around it. I don't know, it was hard to describe. And then what was weird is that this same cloud or the same object would become really, really bright, like almost like the moon. At first, I thought it was the moon when I first saw it, but when I
Mhm.
looked carefully, it wasn't the moon, but it was really bright, like as bright as how the moon illuminates. And then what was crazy is that it would go black to a clear, like you could
Like,
see through it.
no shit.
You know what I mean? It was kind of weird. And I know in physics, because I've been listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson, that the military, or we already kind of know the physics on how to make like an invisible cloak, kind of like Harry Potter kind of shit.
I've been seeing stuff like that.
So what happens is that they bend the light around the object, and it just comes like that. So it kind of looks like you're invisible, but it's just the light going around. Imagine
Hmm.
like you have a sphere or una canica, you point the light, it kind of just goes. ¿Sí me
Yeah.
entiendes?
Yeah.
Kind of like that. So I feel like that's what they were experimenting. And honestly, I think it was all human. I don't think it was. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't think it was extraterrestrial of sort. I was actually very, very fucking disappointed at what I saw. I think if they would hire me, I would fucking come out with some better shit.
Yeah.
But that's what I saw. But and then in terms of your alien, just because I know enough biology and shit, it would be a lot easier to cross an animal DNA with human DNA together, and then there's your alien. Because what are the chances if they're, for example, if the deeper we go in the ocean, right, we see some crazy ass shit, right?
Yeah.
You would imagine if from the distance of the fucking stars and shit that the aliens would look something other than a reptile, other than like earthly kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get if it would be human, like it would have some kind of arms and legs, but it would have not tissue that is related to Earth, like
Yeah. That's for
in my
sure.
opinion. But if it's related to the human or like something an animal, I think it's easier for the government to bioengineer one.
Mm.
I mean, here's your alien, here's your threat. See me doing this?
Yeah. No, I get you.
That's just my
So
opinion.
all the stuff that's coming up right now, you think that's all bullshit or what?
I really think that's the government, and then because you go just what I saw, and then if you go to the Central Valley, if you visit the Central Valley, you can see all these lights and shit. And then I told everybody the same story I told you, and they thought I was fucking crazy. And then on the same night that I told them, we started seeing these red lights in the sky. Like it would go like it would start like right here, travel, disappear. Imagine like it teleported, or like if a film replayed back to the original spot, and bam. But it did this shit like when I saw it, it did it like 8 times. But when people were telling me it did that shit like 15 times or something, more than a dozen times. But it
No
was a
shit.
light, so I don't know. It was a bright red light though, but it did that a lot of times. Coral words. AI familiar with the Fermi paradox, Henry? No, Fermi. I mean, Coral works. I don't know what that means. What is that, bro? Tell us. We're interested for sure.
So you think that's the government just doing like little drills and shit up in the sky or what?
I do think so, and I think a lot of them are unmanned. See within this.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then if you watch my science of UFO videos, I did how it's possible how they should have the flying saucer stuff, because
Mm-hmm.
it was based on the physics we already know. See within this. I just did a physics video on the possible science of UFOs on how the spaceship is engineered. See within this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's only 8 minutes long. Kind of boring, but it's not me talking. It's a guy talking. That the topic was about like machines and stuff, but I pieced it in together. It was a really cool. It's like a historic film, but I just cut it up the parts that had to do with physics and stuff. It was crazy.
It wasn't that fool Bob Lazar or what?
No, this guy was a real scientist, and I know because I know physics. I think the Bob Lazar guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a. I let's put it like this. I'll put it kind. I don't really think he knows like real physics and stuff. I don't think he's a real scientist, bro.
Oh no.
Yeah, sabes como ustedes, you guys know who's part of that life and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And you guys could like sniff out the fakes and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, imagine I could sniff out the fake scientists when I see one, and all the ones that I've seen are definitely fake. They don't sound nothing like me. See, Dennis? That's how I
Mhm.
know. That's how I know the fake ones from the real ones. I could show you a guy that does geology videos. He shows you
Mhm.
how to find gold, and he sounds a lot like me. He'll talk about the molecular bonds, this, that, something this. But the Bob
Mhm.
Lazar guy, like with his infinite amount of knowledge in physics, well, and he said he worked on these machines. Well, forget the common people. Tell me what. Tell me, see me, Dennis. Show me some math. Show me something. See me, Dennis. If I tell a mechanic to show me something, he's gonna show me car parts or tell me something how it works. See me,
Yeah.
Dennis. Even if it's basic, I could puzzle it in with the amount of information that I know. See me, Dennis. But it's just what I thought.
They're talking about trying to reverse engineer well, what they had, no?
Yeah, supposedly he was trying to reverse engineer, but like I said, I don't know, cause I looked at his past, right. The only thing he supposedly was talking about was his hydrogen car or something. But I looked at a lot of videos in of his past and everything, but I can't find anything about his physics works or anything. Like for
Mm,
example, Love Machine. Look, I'm not really even a big scientist or anything, but you see me with my salt and everything, and my
yeah.
products that I do, right?
Hmm.
There, where's his trace or his trail, ¿sí me entiendes? Of his career, ¿sí me
Yeah, where's
entiendes?
the wow? I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and I know you work for the government and everything, but you should at least be able to come up with something. Algo, enseñarme algo. That's
Mm.
what I think. These are people from other countries. Check fucking what the fuck. Basically, there are a billion fucking stars out there, right? And functionally infinite number. Oh yeah, cool works. So that's what I mean. If 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 the extraterrestrials are here, I'm not saying they're not here or they are here, but I'm just saying they would look vastly different than what people think. What
Well,
makes you think,
you
huh?
keep hearing about that shit though about certain people like shape shifting like at concerts and shit like that, man. You hear shit, but I don't know.
Yeah, and it's like, how could something change its DNA so fast? ¿Sí me entiendes? Like I know plants change their DNA. They go from
Mhm.
like 2 chromosomes to 3, and sometimes they go 1 chromosome and all that. Pero it takes time. But I don't know, man. SOC. I would like to see anybody shapeshift. Honestly, let's put it like that. But I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
you know,
está cabrón.
that's what
I,
people
I
say.
like to believe though. I like to believe though. I'm not
Uh,
someone that's in denial. I'm like, oh, I don't believe it because of this and that. I'm more like, I want to believe, but please show me
yeah,
something or demonstrate to me. Just like how I did the UFO thing, I did it more to scare people, but it's definitely possible. See what I'm saying? Like more than possible. I feel like I know how to build it. See what I'm saying?
so you got it's more or less like you gotta see it to believe it, right? Like
Yeah,
the heart always gotta feel it to believe it.
yeah. Like
Right?
Ghost. Oh, I forgot. Oh yeah, keep going, keep going.
No, no, no. Hey, that was the next subject I was gonna tell you about. Ghosts. You believe in that?
Fuck yeah, I believe in ghosts mostly because you know why?
Why?
I've seen a real ghost in real life.
No shit.
Yeah, yeah, a legit. It was a soldier. He was in the closet in my room.
No shit.
Yeah, it was the uh well, not really now. I really don't give a fuck. But we thought like the closet was half open, or like all the doors were pushed to one side, and he was what would be me looking to the left side, and if you're looking at him looking at me, it would be the right side of the closet.
Mm-hmm.
and and it was a soldier, but it was a soldier from like back then because he had a gun, right? He had a
Mm-hmm.
rifle, but it was a bayonet. It had a bayonet, you know, like
Yeah, I know I know what you're talking
the
about.
little sword. But
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't sure. It looked more like a muzzle loader more than anything. So it was either like a muzzle loader or possibly like a repeating rifle, but it looked to me more like a muzzle loader. And he was kneeling down in one knee, and what was crazy, it looked like he was trying to track me because he wanted to ask me something. He wanted something from me. And
No,
then and yeah, and then what was crazy is that uh his skin or like he you know like the moon, it's not a sun, right? But it radiates like a almost really bright, right?
mm-hmm.
So imagine his skin and his whole aura was bright and it looked blue. The light looked kind of similar to my fish light right there, or the light right there on my screen. It was like a bluish white light ranging between like 12,000 Kelvin to 18,000 Kelvin temperature. And and what was crazy is that his eyes, just like mine, they were black. Where the eye sockets are, it didn't have he didn't have eyes. It was just black,
Wow.
and it was the blackest black I've ever seen in my life. It was blacker than the dark room or any black I've ever seen. And then his mouth, it didn't have a mouth either. It was also like around this whole thing. It was also black. So imagine the eyes are black, and then that thing was black.
Oh shit. How old were you?
I was like 19. This
Oh
was
no shit.
maybe like 10 years ago. And
That
then
shit that put you? You didn't get
huh?
I would have fucking ran out the room.
Oh,
I would have
bro. And then to add to that shit, hey, Coral Works, we're gonna get to all your comments, bro. Don't worry. And then to add to that, you ever seen the movie Chucky 3? Uh, the third one when he's in the army.
I can't recall right now.
Ah, man. Where there was one where Chucky killed this one guy because the major or the lieutenant, the metal from that base,
Mm-hmm.
simply because that guy saw Chucky and he couldn't believe that Chucky was like a doll moving.
Oh yeah,
Chucky
yeah,
didn't do anything, and then he started getting like a heart attack.
yeah,
He started gasping for air.
yeah,
I was like that, bro. I thought I was gonna die. I was
yeah.
gasping for air because I was so I was. It felt like I was drowning in my own fear. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I couldn't believe what the fuck. Like I thought Ghost was like some fake shit, and I'm seeing that shit. My mind went on overload, and then I got hella scared, bro. And then I got scared where I wanted to scream for anybody, mom or anybody. And then even more fear came through when I realized that everybody in the house was on vacation. I was the only one there.
Oh
You know what I mean?
shit.
And then an even bigger fear, just like when I felt like heat. I forgot if it was from my head all the way down or from my uh head or from my toes up. I forgot, but I felt this heat come through, like oh shit, like you're fucked kind of thing. And
No
then
shit.
and then when it happening is I said, you know what, fuck it. If it tries to, like I was gasping for it. I was looking at this guy for like a good minute, and then what happened is me dio mucho miedo. I said, fuck, if he's gonna get me, he's gonna get me. And then me cubrí, and I went into a fetal position.
Damn.
And then like what's crazy is that uh, I never felt threatened by him. I felt by his energy, kind of like you, how we're talking. I felt like he was like a friendly energy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then
Yeah.
I woke up. When I woke up, bro, I was still in the same fetal position. And then I was wondering why was I in the fetal position. And then I remembered the ghost, and I jumped out of the fucking bed, bro, because I thought he was still in the closet, bro. I literally like I don't know, bro. I went from like laying down like in fetal position to like on my feet, see this, like on the bed.
Yeah.
And then the biggest, like I was so scared, and the biggest relief came through because it was already like morning, like the sun was
Uh,
already out. See me,
yeah.
Dennis?
Oh yeah.
Um, and then for like a whole year, bro, I couldn't sleep in the dark. I had to have lights on. And then I always carried a knife with me because I always thought my shadow was gonna bust out like some Peter Pan shit and start moving, and I was ready to stab that shit. You know
No
what I
shit.
mean? You know what I mean? But it
Yeah.
took me a good year before I could go back, like, and step into like the wilderness and the dark, back into the darkness. You know, but that was
I
a.
still like that song, dog. I don't fuck with that shit. That shit's scary as fuck.
And then you know what's crazy, bro? I feel like I was the one that invited that shit.
How though?
Cause you know how the scientists we study the universe and everything. We're like, oh, we know everything. And then I feel like super powerful. I'm like, fuck this shit. I already know everything. I know how to survive like in the streets and all that bullshit, right? I felt like
Hmm.
I was the biggest tough guy. And then I said to like kind of like God or whatever, show me something else to master, like something new. And then like 2 to 5 days later, I wasn't disappointed, bro. Me pasó eso, güey.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, bro, for reals, bro. So now I'm like, I believe that shit. ¿Sí me entiendes? But
Nah, I believe.
you gotta have the right energy. ¿Sí me entiendes?
Nah, I believe in that shit since I was a little kid. That shit used to fuck with me since I was a little ass kid. So
Oh
I,
shit, what happened, bro?
um, I
Tell
remember
us.
one. There was one time where my mom and everybody had went to the grocery store, and I wanted to stay behind. I was
Uh-huh.
maybe 10, 11. Like go ahead, I'll stay behind the liquor store. The store grocery store wasn't that far. It was like maybe I lived on the end of the block,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like maybe a good 50 feet away. So I'm like, go ahead, I'll be right here, no biggie. So I'm right there watching TV, and then out of nowhere, the fucking vacuum cut on, loud as fuck too. It just cut on, and I was like, what the hell? So I jumped up and ran outside. I was outside in the stairs in the cold for maybe like an hour, 45 minutes till they got back. And they're like, what are you doing outside? It's cold. I'm like, you don't hear the vacuum? That shit's on. I go, that shit turned on out of nowhere. I go, I'm not
Oh
going back.
shit.
Yeah. And then little by little, like, I'll go visit one of my cousins, and it's the time when he'll be partying all night. So I'll go spend the night at his pad waiting on his food to come.
Uh-huh.
And they'll be like, "Oh, he'll be home later on." So I'll go sleep in the den, and then when I was in the den, I don't know if I started seeing like black figures and stuff like that. So I'll
Uh,
tuck my the couch, and
mhm.
then I'll just feel something like right behind me, like
Oh,
behind me. And I'll
yeah,
just
yeah.
put
I already feel that shit.
I'll put my head in the blanket over me and be like, "Fuck this!" Like I wouldn't want to look over. And then there's times where like I felt like he'll pick me up and like pull me in the closet. When I fucked up and left the closet open, I felt like he'll pick me up and like hold me in the corner in the closet.
Oh shit. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Other times I'll be asleep on the bed, and if you're laying on the bed, somebody's walking on the side of you, the
Uh-huh.
cushion will go down. I felt somebody walking around me. I'm like, what the fuck? And nobody will be there.
Oh,
It'll be like,
like a little kid, or like an animal, bam, 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 going deep in there.
it'll be like somebody just like if you're laying down, somebody walking around you, and you just feel the mattress go down. Then I'm like, now I'm wake up like, what the fuck? And nothing will be there. It'll be all kinds of shit that I've been going through. But thank God right now, I haven't really had much, but fuck, I
Uh-huh.
used to go
Damn.
hang it.
So you would be touched then. So
Well, it'll be around me, dude, and I'll feel like the fucking the bad vibes, man. I'll be like, fuck, that shit's not normal.
damn. Do you feel like it was like the weight like of a little kid or weight of like an adult?
It felt like an adult, no little kid. It felt like an adult
Oh shit.
on the side of the bed, and I'm like, damn. And then, yeah,
Uh-huh.
man, it'd be a gang of shit, dude. It's a lot of shit that I'll be like, fuck. And then that shit get the sube el muerto when you can't move. I think they call
Oh
it sleep.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. I've experienced that, but what was your experience with that?
Well, fuck, fool. You feel like somebody right there looking at you, or somebody trying to get at you, and you can't move or anything. So I remember I'll be like, they'll tell you have to curse, you have to cuss them out, and then it releases it. And I used to do that shit all the time. Like they'll say to pray, but I'll go straight to cursing at them. Like,
Straight
yeah.
up, huh?
One
That's what's
time,
up.
one time that was happening to me where I was in the bed and my brother heard me cursing.
Uh-huh.
So I walked in. I had some blinds that were behind me. He seen a shadow go through 'em. So that fool
Wait, what
fucking ran
the fuck?
outside. He ran outside to see who was out there, and he told me it was the neighbor. But I think he wasn't trying to scare me. He's saying, "Oh, it's the neighbor. Don't trip." And I'm like, "Man, it was late as fuck." I go, "I don't think it was the neighbor, but I think he sent me that so he would, I wouldn't get scared or even he won't flip out. But it'll be a gang of weird ass shit. I'll be like, man, fuck this." That's why I
God
can't watch scary movies by myself. I don't sleep with the light.
damn.
If I'm sleeping by myself, I'm sleeping with the lights on. Fuck, and the fool, I dip my bullets in holy water now.
Oh no shit.
Nah.
Damn.
That's
Yeah, me.
it.
I reach a stage where I kind of welcome all that shit, but not when I'm sleeping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cause,
Well,
cause,
that's when they get you as when you're most vulnerable. When you're
'cause you know
fucking.
why, bro? Cause all right, let me go back to that story where I told you about that ghost soldier.
Yeah.
If I always think about this, that I feel like I disappointed in myself because if I would have been strong enough, bro, like brave enough, bro, I could have asked him anything I really wanted to ask him about the universe. You know what I mean?
You think he answered you though?
Huh?
You think he would have answered you?
Yeah, because he was looking for me. Like
Yeah, but if his mouth wasn't moving or he had no lips, no nothing, just the eyes, every all that shit. If it was an empty space, you know what I mean? Like, well,
I feel like I feel like how we communicate with animals and stuff through
mm,
through our energy. I feel like that's how uh I was talking to him, or I don't know. See that? It was weird. But I was staring at this guy for like a good minute and a half. See what that is? Like minute 20 seconds. See what that is? For a long time because I was holding my breath because I thought if I hold my breath I could stay alive longer. See what that is?
mhm.
Because I couldn't breathe. I would rather hold my breath than gas for air because I felt like I was moving too much and se me estaba acabando el oxígeno. Kind of like when you're underwater, if you don't move, you could hold your breath longer than if you're moving and holding your breath under the water. That's how I felt. So I wasn't trying to move, but I know I was holding my breath. But
Yeah, that shit's crazy, bro. I don't fuck with none of that shit, dude. I think when we were younger, me and my brothers fucked around with a Ouija board,
uh-huh.
but I 100%. I think that's where we fucked up. We invited like the wrong shit in, or
Oh
what?
fuck. Uh-huh.
Yeah, my brothers used to have the same shit. They used to go through the same shit. Now I was going through the same shit. Like I think we fucked up and fucked around because back then it was popular to have a Ouija board. You know what I
Oh
mean?
fuck. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Over there thinking it's like a regular board game, but that shit was no board game. But
Nah, dude, you were playing the Ouija board because you guys were kids and
it's,
you guys were just curious and
yeah,
damn.
oh hell yeah, we didn't know no better, dog. And
Fuck. Because even
yeah,
to this day, a lot of even I'm curious. Like, hey, I want to see somebody play that shit in front of me, but I don't want to play it.
nah,
I don't think it works like that either. I think estando ahí estás allí. ¿Sí me entiendes?
yeah. Now we used to, me and the homie Bobby G used to do this. We used to go out there like looking for shit,
Uh huh.
and after a while, you just feel like the bad presence. And one time we were walking, and we heard footsteps behind us. We all turned around. There was nothing. I'm like, you know what? I think it's time to stop this shit because you don't know what the fuck you would bring home or what you were encounter or interact with. Because man, this be weird ass shit out there. You don't know what the fuck you could bring home. But I stopped fucking with that shit. Fuck all that.
No, I feel I feel you, bro. And honestly, bro, a lot of it is what you bring in, and como dices tú, like you could attract certain energy. Like your best defense, in my opinion, is like well for me is to respect it all. ¿Sí me entiendes? Like respect that there's like some kind of like dark energy right there, and like some kind of like I don't really want to call it like bright or good energy también.
Mm.
And then also having a strong mentality. Cause that's
I
all you really that's all you really got.
got a strong mentality to a point, but like, how do you defend yourself from something you can't touch, dude? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I
So
was saying, bro. Imagine getting shot. Like I said when I saw that guy, imagine getting shot by like a sniper bullet ghost. I mean, like a ghost bullet. You know what I mean?
mm. Or even the
How do you
bayonet.
recover from that?
What if that fool cuts you with them fucking that knife, the
Oh yeah,
bayonet?
the bayonet, bro. Dude, that was a big ass bayonet. It was like a good foot and a half, bro. I was like, fuck, easily like 15-inch long bayonet. I'm like, oh, like 12 to 15 inch. I'm like, oh hell.
Yeah, so like, how do you defend yourself from shit like that? That's why I'm like, all right, now fuck with none of that shit. Get away from all that shit. Like,
Hey, you know what's crazy? You know, he was tracking me, right? He was on one knee with a bayonet, like he was holding like bayonet like that. He was tracking me on one knee, and I didn't see his face. He was going like slowly up. And then once I made contact with his eyes, that's when the whole fear just rushed in. Because before that, I thought I was out in the wilderness. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna get out of here before he sees me. ¿Sí me entiendes?
yeah,
Because he was looming slow. I felt like I could get fast enough out of his field of view. Pero when I got up and everything, that's when he looked at me, and then that's when all that shit just no, no
hey,
paso
but
eso. That was the
there's
most. I've never been more scared in my life than that day. Like now, no human, like not even like the night forest or none of that shit really scares me. So,
I'm fucking scared of all that shit. Fucking
but that shit was the most I've been scared all my life. Like
yeah. There's times where I'm like dreaming. I'm like with somebody, and then at the end, that person I'm with ends up being the fucking like a demon or some shit. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? You know, I
oh
thought
no shit.
yeah, like they're like my best friend, and next thing you know, I look at them, I'm like, oh shit, you're not who I thought you was, and I'll be like, fuck. Now I'm trying to get away from that motherfucker. It just be weird as shit.
That's crazy. Hey, bro, but curiosity, you played the Ouija board and everything when you were a kid. Do you think the do you think that shit's still active? Do you feel like that shit was still active, or you still
I feel like right now it's not as active as it was before. You
okay?
know,
Okay,
now that I'm getting older, it's like thank God it hasn't been as active. But when I was younger, that shit was on me. I mean,
damn.
man, that shit used to be on my ass tough.
So how did that start, bro? How did you guys plan that out? Like who bought it or cómo eso?
I think it was my older brother. You know, him and his homeboys. They used to fuck around, drink, and fucking play games with bitches, and you know, try to scare him or something. But I don't know how they left that shit there. And you know, me and my friends or cousins would fuck around with it. And you
Mm-hmm.
know what? When I was smaller too, um, my cousins used to. I think I used to torture me when I was a little kid. So I would get home from the doctor and like I get like a little shot, and my mom would drop me off because she had to go to work. And my brother and my cousins would be there, and they'd be like, "Oh man, you just got a shot from the doctor." I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Where?" And I was like, "Oh, right here," and then they'll kick me right there. Oh, right here, bam, and they'll kick me right there, and I'll be like, "Motherfuckers, right?" And they will
Mm,
pull me to this closet, and it'll be dark as fuck in there, right?
fuck yeah, yeah.
They will play this fucking this radio cassette of people screaming and crying, and ambulances and fucking fire trucks going, and I'll be in the dark, fool, listening to
Damn.
all these fools used to torture my ass, fool.
Damn.
Hey, they used to torture my ass, fool, and then
You're
after that,
getting bullied. Yeah.
yeah, they let me out of there, fool, and then they'll grab my toys and burn that shit in gas. They used to fucking, they
What
used to,
the fuck?
yeah, they used to, and trip. That's family, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
my older brother would let that shit happen, but yeah, man, I remember going through all that shit, dog. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn, bro.
Yeah, when they threw me in that closet full of that fucking shit with that scary music, dude, I'll be banging and screaming on that door trying to get the fuck out of there, dog. Cause that shit was a whole different type of fear, especially as a little kid, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
like what the fuck did I do this year? That shit, but that shit used to fucking trip me out though. That shit
Damn,
was
bro.
scary.
So
Fuck.
you were like 8 years old and or 7 years old. You were.
Around there, I was young.
Damn.
I was young and they used to do that shit to me, dog. I was like, man, I'll probably even yeah, maybe around there, dude. But I was like, that shit was some shit. Nah, you know what? I came across my cousins that used to do that to me, dog.
Yeah.
And I caught them off for that fade. I
Oh yeah. Damn. Nice. Nice.
wanted my give back off of that shit. I didn't deserve that shit. You know, I stabbed one of my cousins in the
Uh-huh.
hand. I got him, and my other cousin, he's not around. But man, I was fucking like I need my give back for this shit because I'm not no little kid no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That's hella funny.
Yeah, focus. How the fuck you know what I mean? How do you explain that shit being that young, going through all that bullshit? You know, mom's at work and I'm getting tortured at the pad.
Mhm. Damn, dude. And then you have all these ghosts and everything happening and all that. That's crazy.
Shit, it's a lot of fucking crazy shit that.
Cause we used to watch a show called like Unsolved Mysteries and like
Yeah,
this other show called Sightings in the 90s.
I
Man,
remember.
that shit was scary, bro. I used to be
I
scared all
remember
the
that.
time. Fuck all
Remember
that
Tales
shit.
from the Crypt?
Which one?
Tales from the Crypt?
Oh yeah, on Unsolved Mysteries or the Sightings show.
Nah, it was another show called Tales from the Crypt. They used to be like this,
Oh. No.
like that ghoul skeleton looking dude.
Uh-huh.
They'll laugh like ah. That shit. That shit.
Oh yeah. Now I remember.
We used to watch
Yeah.
that shit too. All that fucking creepy shit he used to put on. There used to be a gang of shit, dude. Fucking back
Yeah.
then. Back then, she used to be scary in the motherfucker, dog.
And it
The
was different
fucking
every time.
yeah, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I remember watching that with my homeboy, and I was young, like during the day. And when I had to go
Uh-huh.
home, I was looking around like, "Fuck, is this fool gonna come?" I used to be fucking running to the pad, scared as fuck. Anyway,
Damn, dude. That is
yeah,
pretty scary.
that's
Yeah.
just crazy, dog.
Damn, what other? What about Bigfoot, bro? Do you believe in that shit?
I can believe there's fucking a fucking tall ass ape that fucking walks normal. Yeah, I believe in that. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I mean,
think too.
what
Yeah,
about the skinwalker? You believe in the skinwalker?
uh I would like to. I would like to, but I don't know. To this, but
That's like an Indian folktale right there. But they did a documentary on the Uinta Basin where they had
uh-huh.
this beach on the Uinta Basin that all kinds of unexplained phenomenon used to happen right there. Like you
Oh
said,
shit.
you
Uh-huh.
will you will to fucking to believe in it, but they said they had some documented shit. They had scientists there and all kinds of shit trying to prove that shit wasn't real, but they couldn't come to no conclusion that it wasn't real. But they couldn't prove that it was real, so they're like, "What the fuck is going on right there?"
Yeah. No, that's crazy. You
You
know
should look at
the
so
yeah, the first time I ever heard about Skinwalker was in this show called Lost Tapes. It came out in Animal Planet around 2007ish, 2008ish. There was a show that was called Lost Tapes, and that was the first time I ever heard of this I don't know if you want to call it a creature or whatever, called the Skinwalker, but it was one of those episodes. That was the first time I ever heard of that term, Skinwalker. And
on that shit because they had a story where this guy, they bought that place and they used to um raise cattle.
you saw that, yeah? Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you seen that one?
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
Yeah, where he said he shot the wolf. He thought it was a wolf, and he kept shooting it. Next, thing you know, like a piece of meat came off, and it smelled dead already. It was a
Uh-huh.
trip. I was like, man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Like
and it began when they ran over like a coyote or some shit, or I don't know what the fuck it was, or they saw a coyote or something. I don't
something
know.
like, yeah.
But sí me acuerdo that the dad started shooting, or I don't know, or the dad was el que sí, el bravo, el morrillo that was filming. He was like a college student. The dad was mad that he didn't want to take over the farm or something like that.
I think they got different versions of it, but I don't know if we
Oh,
watched
okay.
one. But yeah, but that's just a trip, dude. It's the shit they be coming out with, dog. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of low key believe in, like we have ghosts. The Indios, that's probably their ghost or something like that, you know.
Mhm.
That's just fucking crazy.
Sí, puede ser. I
What about
remember. Uh huh. No, keep going. What about what?
you ever heard of the Afghan giants, the Afghanian giants or whatever? All the giants that live in the caves.
No, in Afghanistan or where?
Afghanistan, yeah, they got
Uh,
sisters and warriors that fucking that wrote little books and little stuff like that about going against fucking human-like creatures that are like fucking 15 foot tall and shooting at these fools and all kinds of shit like that. Man, that's just
huh.
crazy.
Damn, nah, dude. Well, where do you see this in the?
On YouTube, they got what's that one guy? I think his name is Ballin, Mr. Ballin or whatever.
Uh huh.
He's big, dude. I mean, he got some shit. He's like a storyteller, pero he takes other people's stories and he puts it into his own words and he makes it more interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, man, look into that. Like Mr. Ballin, he got all kinds of crazy stories, man. That shit's dope.
No, that's true. Cause we all like to be scared, or like you know what I mean. We all like to get scared. You know what I mean.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's why I say, just tell me a good story. You know what
They
I
they
mean?
got, they got somewhere they talk about this U.S. Navy guy. He
Uh
said
huh.
he's in the water and he used to see lights come up from the fucking bottom of the ocean and shoot up into the sky, and then later on, same shit. They'll come back into the agua. Boom.
I've
That
heard of that shit.
right?
I heard that by Santa Monica right there that there's this fucking UFO alien underwater base shit or some kind of lights or something.
It's
It could be the
crazy.
military, but I've heard a lot of shit. Oh, and this missile that blasted out of there like around 2015 ish or 16 ish when they caught it on camera. They said
No
it was
shit.
a missile. Yeah, I remember because I was working at Chuck E. Cheese at the time, and this girl, the manager's like, "Oh, look what they recorded," and then everybody, it was all over the news or some shit. That
Yeah,
they,
that's just
but
crazy.
I don't know. Like I said, I hear all this shit, but
You gotta see it. I know. I'm the same way. You gotta see that shit to believe that shit, but you would like to fucking believe that there's something out there like that, man. What's up, man? Okay, ahorita, mama. You fell down? Crazy girl. Say hi. Dile, what's up, fool? Préstatela. A ver. Okay, ahorita. All right. She's crazy.
yeah, yeah, we got a lot of people asking. Oh, and then going back to because we're getting a Coral Works. I've been trying to catch up on comments and Stain Reefer. Thank you for joining, bro. Uh, uh, but about sleep paralysis, I've experienced that shit maybe like twice in my life. Um,
Shit. You lucky.
when I experienced it, I already knew what I was going through, and I was actually trying to look around to see the alien or some shit, but I didn't see anything.
That's kind of like the movie
I
that
heard some people here see a witch. I didn't see shit. You know what I mean? But I couldn't move, bro. It took me like a good minute, 2 minutes, and I could barely like I don't know, kind of like in Kill Bill when that lady she could barely move her toe.
I remember that shit.
It was kind of like that. And then I was able going like that, and then I'm like, oh shit, okay, okay. See this? And then I started moving.
I could
But
see shit in my peripherals, like all the way at the corner. You see like a shadow. You see some shit right there. You're like, oh fuck, this right here. You'll be like, damn, he can't even move. And
uh,
then at that point, you're like, fuck it, let's cuss this motherfucker out. And sure enough, when you start being able to move your lips, you're like, fuck. And once it starts coming out, you're like, it's starting to break loose. You're like, cool. Then you,
uh-huh.
hey, but there's times where like you're doing that, you wake up, but then you woke up, but you ain't awake, and you have to break out like 2 or 3 dreams, like what the fuck, until you finally wake up, like oh shit, like I was going to
Damn,
like 2 or 3 fucking dreams before I really woke up.
damn, bro. That's like they're trying to take over your body or your mind right there. You know what I mean?
Nah, that was some shit where like I thought it was a fucking like I broke out the dream, but then I was still there, and I'm like, fuck, I'm not fully awake, and I keep trying to break out of it until next you know, like 2 or 3 times I'll fucking finally wake up, and I'm like, fuck, that shit will fuck me up. That'll be some shit right there, man.
He was
Pero,
probably doing that thing what people called astral projection or something. You know what I mean? I don't
imagínate,
know, man.
yeah, imagínate, fuck
You're
that.
you're at a whole different level, bro. Nah.
Huh?
Man, that's crazy.
Okay.
No, I know, bro. We'll try to keep it short. That's the whole Skinwalker Ranch, the scam, drive businesses, the tourist trap. Hey, my boy Coral Rick said the Skinwalker Ranch is not so follow the
Sopa?
money. That's right, Coral Works. I believe the same thing. Yeah, one of our uh reefers right here said that the Skinwalker Ranch is kind of like a scam, but I said I don't know, but it makes sense. I mean,
Scam that business. You think
oh, sorry,
so?
that's what he's saying. He said follow the money.
Oh, I guess. Hold on. Go over there. I'm gonna get you chicken. Yeah, go get on.
Hey, Coral Works. I agree on the Animal Planet guy. Eventually, you figure out because the same guys that died on a previous episode, they were alive on the second one and on the third. You know what I mean? The one cop and the one guy, the female and the one guy.
Yeah.
No, but that's cool. But I know you might need to go. But if you want to talk about anything else, just drop it. And we could discuss. But if you gotta go, we could go.
Now you know I could work and talk at the same time. I got some. Yeah, let me get going right here. But yeah, no, that's some shit that was a trip, dude. Like the sleep paralysis and then the ghost issues. All that shit was a trip to me, dude. It's like I don't know. That's some shit you can't easily forget. And people are like, "Oh, I've been through that, but it's nothing." I'm like, "Fuck, for you it's nothing, but for me, I can't get over it. That's just too much."
Yeah, definitely.
And what have you?
Uh
Huh?
huh. What do you say?
Have you ever heard some Mexican folk tales about La Mano? And you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah, my
remember I used
grandpa.
to
I could
Corona.
tell you.
Huh?
I could tell you my grandpa's story.
Tell me. Let me see the grandpa story.
Well, if I could remember correctly, because I said I was young when I heard that shit. But basically, he was sleeping, right?
Uh-huh.
And then that they were pulling his the cobija or some shit from him, and he thought it was my grandma. And then what he ended up doing, or he kept pulling the cobija back, but they kept doing that. And then I think I don't remember if they jalaron la cobija, and then they grabbed his foot, or if they grabbed his foot and they dragged him out of the bed. I can't remember, but dice que sintió la mano peluda or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I
They
mean? That physically grabbed him.
they told me the same something similar to that, but then they'll be like, he had fucking rings made of pennies and all kinds of shit that hand. You hear all kinds of like folk tales. Um, one they used to say about my grandma when she used to stay in this one house that she always falls asleep on the big couch, but every morning she'll end up on the little couch.
Uh huh.
And she would not know how she got there. She didn't sleepwalk or anything. And then one time my grandpa slept with her and he didn't feel her like move or anything and small couch. It's like how the fuck was she, like
Uh
it'd be
huh.
some crazy ass shit. You'd be like, what the fuck?
Damn, bro. Cause I know
Yeah.
I know a lot of shit happens in Mexico. Oh, dude, bro, I used to work at this Walmart, right? That was
Yeah.
haunted, bro. Uh, I would be in the aisle, bro, and then the item that was the only item on the shelves would fall, like if it was jam packed with a whole bunch of items in the back, bro.
Oh
And then
shit.
yeah, they would just randomly fall, like boom, and I would go and fix it. I'm like, what the fuck? And it happened. It happened quite a lot, and then I would ask other people, and then some people would say that the manager says that the girl's bathroom was haunted, that someone slammed the fucking like the door, like the stall door, right when she was washing her hands, that they slammed the stall door and she was the only one there, and that she used to see the shadows and all this other stuff, but I do remember I was thinking something in my head, and then as soon as I had that thought, the item fell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was almost like if they knew what I was thinking. You know what I mean?
Fuck
It was kind of
that.
weird. So that's what I
Uh,
mean. I don't think you can really hide from thoughts or anything like that. But it's crazy.
Actually, you could deal with that shit. I try to avoid situations like that or shit pops up like that. I'm gone. Fuck all that.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I mostly stick around because I want to figure out how they work, how it works, like the science behind. Let's say the science behind ghosts or some shit like that, or the science behind the supernatural. ¿Sí me entiendes? I gotta
Well,
figure it out. You know what I
what
mean?
if what if you try to figure it out and then next thing you know you're a vegetable, like your mind's gone. You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't know, man.
what you talking about? Go back, like what the fuck?
That'd be crazy.
See, that's what I'm not trying to find out. Fuck that.
you know what's let's just put it like this. I've been around like loved ones that passed away, right? And I've been in the room, right?
Mhm.
And you know, like in the Exorcist movies or on these ghost hunting movies where the lights start flickering, bro.
Yeah.
That does happen, bro.
No shit.
Yeah, I was trying to explain why. So I was wondering if maybe the body radiates some kind of electrical or magnetic uh,
Yeah, that's true.
energy, but I
Yeah.
don't know, bro. But I do know that the lights were dimming on and off, and what's crazy that there were a lot of the times they were dimming on and off based on the prayers that they were singing, bro.
No shit.
It was crazy, bro. It was I don't know, bro. It was something I do remember. Um, and I always use my science or my knowledge of nature on how I could explain what I'm seeing, witnessing. ¿Sí me entiendes?
Yeah, yeah. I remember a homeboy of mine had passed away, and I ended up having it felt like an out of body experience where I knocked out in the living room, and then next thing you know, like I'm in the living room spinning in circles,
Oh shit. Uh-huh.
and you know his face pops out, and he's fucking laughing at me. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker's fucking with me. Like he's getting, you know, he fucking. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
That shit was fucking freaking me the fuck out. Like, why is this for fucking with me for? You know, some shit. I don't know, man. I was like, is this fool come to fuck with me before he takes off, or what the fuck's
Uh-huh.
the? That shit was fucking a trip. I still got that shit in my mind. I'm like, man, and that was back
Yeah.
then when all this shit was fucking with me, dude. So I don't know. That shit's weird.
No, that is weird. That is pretty crazy. I remember my uncle used to work at American Legion in Santa Clara, and uh I thought my cousin was trying to scare me in the big old hall where they gamble, not gamble, played bingo or whatever.
Mm.
Because I was hearing the chair move, and then I thought it was my cousin. And then when I looked under the seats to see who it was, like all the way across the hall, I didn't see anybody. So I thought my cousin left. And when I was looking down there, I heard the chair move again. De lejos, like under, I didn't see no feet or anything. So I'm like, how the hell is the chair moving?
Damn.
You know what I mean? I got
Yeah.
so scared I ran out, and then my aunt saw me down the hall. And she said I was white as a motherfucker. Like she said I was pale white.
I would be too. Fuck that.
that
Fuck that.
was that was like my, I guess you say, my first encounter with that kind of shit. And then I told everybody that, and then everybody started telling me the ghost stories they started having there and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Well, thanks for the heads up. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, man. But that was the first time I remember something like that. But I also remember other weird events in my life that I can't explain though. But that's like some other shit though.
Yeah, nah, man. You know, they say you're most vulnerable when you're a kid. You know what I mean? When you're young, you're most vulnerable.
Uh
Pero
huh.
fuck that the fucking psychological fucking shit it does to your head sometimes. You're like, man, I don't know.
No, I believe it because you know what? As a kid, uh, something in my life happened that I could never explain that kind of changed who I am, and I could never really go back. You know what I mean? Uh, it's kind of weird, bro.
Like
I don't know if
what?
you want. I don't know if you want to tell me, but
Go ahead.
all right. So this one time we went to the Central Valley. I know it was a Central Valley based on how far we drove in and how hot it was. I could tell now, processing everything, solving the equation, all that shit. That I was somewhere in the Central Valley, maybe around between Bakersfield and maybe Fresno, maybe Madera area.
Mm-hmm.
But or maybe even as high as Sacramento. Pero uh, we were in this area, and then it was like a farm. It was like a small farm and everything. And then I was trying to chase a chicken, try to catch the little baby chickens. Uh, and I couldn't catch one, so I grabbed the fruit to try to like scare it, so I could go scare it one way, so I could grab it the other way.
Yeah.
And instead, I killed it, bro. I
Yeah.
fucking hit. I threw the distraction fruit, and I killed it. You know what I mean? And I saw it die, bro. And then when it lay dead right there, bro, I felt like, kind of like the first time when you kill something, you feel that feeling, right?
Yeah.
But I left, and then I came 10 minutes, like not even that long, maybe like 2, 3, no more than 10 minutes. See me then this, let's say 5 minutes. I came back. I still saw the chicken. See me then this right there dead. But like the snake skin, kind of when snakes shed their outer skin, that color, the see-through color.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was see-through, bro. Like the legs, the feathers, everything was see through. Like it looked like it shed its skin like it almost like a snake. See me
Mm.
entiendes? Or
Yeah.
or let's just say that it transformed into snake skin. See me entiendes?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're
And
saying.
then I grew up for the rest of my life until I was like 18, until we moved into a farm, thinking that when chickens die or birds die, they dry up and they look like snake skin. Yeah, it sounds funny, bro, but I was already an adult thinking that's how animals die, and how some birds. And then after having so many chickens and seeing so many deaths and shit, I could never replicate that
Hmm.
experience. See, Dennis,
Yeah.
and it's something that I could never explain. That happened to me when I was young, and then from that day, I was introduced to death. See, Dennis, like, and I thought I thought by going to sleep, I could shake it off, and I could never shake it off. You see me, Dennis?
No, I get you.
And that happened when I was a little kid. So since a little kid, I always was aware of like death, and that I could be the cause of death, and that kind of made me be able to relate to emotions of what people are feeling. So then it was weird. It changed my life. See me, Dennis? Like,
Yeah.
and to this day, I can't shake that feeling. So then it's like I already accepted it. You know what I mean?
No, that shit. Yeah. No, it's crazy to see that shit up front, dude. When I don't know, like.
But I don't know, but yeah, that was one experience. Like it was dead, like it looked like snake skin, like the outer shell, but it was shaped like the bird. It looked like it was just laying there, dead. I see, just like
Would you hit it with it again?
it was a green fruit. I don't know if it was a green apple, a green pear, or a green durazno. I don't know. I just remember it was green. It was a size, since my hand was small back then. It was a baby fruit. I knew it was a baby fruit. Now, you know this, but I grabbed it and I hit it with it, trying to distract it to try to grab it. But that day I learned that my curiosity could kill shit. But that's something that I could never explain. But that's something that did happen to me. Though.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Curiosity killed the cat. In this case,
yeah,
bird.
yeah, bro. It did, and I always think about that, bro. You did this?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Like those are one of the common thoughts that occur to me frequently throughout the month. Like, how could I explain that shit? You did this? And
That's sad.
and
You
I've
can't.
never been able to. And like I said, I've killed a lot of birds and all that shit because we in the rancho and all that shit, and I could never. And I've seen a lot of dead birds and everything, but I could never replicate that. It was weird.
And how big was that bird?
It was a baby chick. maybe like that big. Uh, maybe the size of a softball, a little bit bigger than a baseball. It was like that big. It was a baby chick, like that big.
That's crazy. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that one. That's
Yeah, and through my whole life, I never remember explaining it, and I remember that day because that was the first day I remember the feeling of killing shit.
crazy. That was, that's how he becomes fucking serial killers and shit.
Yeah,
Killing,
bro.
torturing cats and dogs and all that shit.
And it was crazy. I wasn't trying to torture the thing though. You know what I mean? I was just wanting to like pet it and like know about the bird. See, like I was curious about animals, same things, but I
Mm.
didn't. Last thing I wanted to do was fucking kill it. Like I just like I don't know. It was a life changing experience for sure though. I
I
mean,
hate people like that that will fucking. They'll be like, "Hey, watch this." I'm like, "What?" They'll go and with a fucking knife. This fool try to fucking cut a fucking dog with a butter knife. I'm like, "What
uh,
you doing?" I'm like, "What the fuck?" And now you hear the dog like, "Hey, hey." I'm like, "Fool, stop!" Like, and you run into some crazy ass motherfuckers, dog. And with a fucking butter knife, that fool was trying to fucking gut a dog. I'm like, this one crazy as fuck.
damn. No, that is
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
politics out here, fool. Yeah, that shit threw me for a loop, fool. I didn't expect that one. I was like, what the fuck this guy doing? Saw some weirdo shit.
No, that is pretty strange. I mean, I've seen the decapitations videos, and I thought they were fake until I'm like, oh yeah, that shit's real. Uh, I've seen that before though, for sure. It's not something to be watching.
Hey, dog, well, I'm gonna have to cut it short. My bad. My
It's
daughter.
all good, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you, Love Machine, man. It was a good hour and 11 minutes. I thought it was just gonna be like a good 20-minute, 15-minute video or like 10. But man, that was a good conversation, bro. I love all the thank you. I don't know, bro. Thank you for blessing the platform, bro.
And thanks for having me. I
All
mean,
right, Love Machine. All right, much love, bro. I'll see you on someone else's live on the comments or you know what I mean, all that. Thank you for being a member in the community, bro. We all know you, man.
hey, thanks for having me, dog, and we'll do it again.
Oh hell yeah, bro, for sure. All right, thank you, Love Machine.
All right, my boy.
All right, later, bro.
Yes, my man.
All right, everybody. So that was Love Machine. So I will see everybody next time, and I'll see you guys later. All right. Oh yeah, and Coral Works. Answer your question. Yeah, bro. I do believe in what you were saying that there's definitely has to be some kind of habitable life out there for sure. So that was just gonna be. I couldn't really. We were talking and all that stuff, but I was reading through your comments. But for sure, there's got to be something, bro. Absolutely. If not, we're gonna make it there. That's part of the Interstellar Oceans Project. We're gonna take fucking Earth's oceans everywhere. All right, much love, everybody. See you guys on the next video. Next guest is gonna be Norbert from News with Norbies. All right, see you guys next time.